Hi guys, so I want to share this quickly. It's a quick thought. The world is changing so fast, so that 5-10 years ago, things that you would consider abnormal in society, that society would condemn and criticize and stand against, are becoming very normal. We are embracing new, just different things every day. I really don't know how to express how quickly the world is evolving, changing, and I'm not sure if it's for the good. I specifically want to talk about relationships in this video. There are a good number of men who do not see the need to be in a serious relationship, to be in a committed relationship, to get married. And for some of them, they are justified. I would like to quickly give a background on, as a Black woman, as an African, on how marriages or relationships before they lead to marriage are usually conducted. A man sees a woman, he likes her, he sees something that he thinks he's attracted to, something that can be beneficial to him when he brings her to his family and to start another family, like to start his own family with her. Then he goes to her parents after getting to know a little bit of her, goes to her parents, asks her hand in marriage, then brings her to his home. A few generations ago, this was the norm. This is still the norm to some extent, but like I said, a lot is changing. Yeah, so he will bring her to his home, make her his wife, and together they create their own family. As his wife, she supports him in whatever he's doing. My grandmother, for example, on my mother's side, was a businesswoman. So she supported her husband with his farming, but she also ran her business, and she was very successful up to, at that time, building a house and recording some achievement that women at time did not record. Then in the home front, she took care of her kids, raised them, disciplined them, gave them values, gave them good morals. And so that was how it was then. Women contributed, they brought value into the life of a man, into having a family with him, and that passes on. So that's a quick background of how relationships, marriages, if you like, were conducted back then. Like I said, that is still the situation in some and a lot of families. But again, things are changing. So I quickly wanted to give that background because, like I said, there's a large number of men who do not want to get married. And something that I saw on the internet just 2 days ago reminded me of one of the reasons why men do no longer consider women as, or why some men do no longer consider women as people who make any difference. Like, why should I? What really is the benefit? Please take a look at this video, and I'll come back after playing this, and I'll come back and continue.
Yes.
Simple.
What do you bring to the table?
Ooh, I like that question. I bring my sweet pussy. Nothing but my sweet pussy.
That is amazing.
Very succulent.
That is
If he easy, run am.
Abio.
If he easy, run am.
Fantastic. What about you?
I bring that too, definitely.
Period.
But I bring my brain.
Ha! Mo, you now made me sound like a boo.
Leave the other your brain first.
I
It's actually my brain.
I brain.
Genuinely, yeah. Bringing that thing that she said she used to bring to the table.
What thing?
What did they call it again? Sweet
pussy.
Many a times there's nothing bad if that is what you bring. Even that is even hard to come by.
Thank you so much, Yemo, for
me.
saying
I don't
this.
mind if what you bring to the table is this, bro. This thing it varies. They are sweeter than each other.
Really? Yeah, so basically this woman, who a lot of young women see as a role model, as somebody who they can look up to, was asked a simple question. She's a celebrity from what I gathered. Asked a simple question. if you are in a relationship, I believe the question was based on relationships, not like people who don't want to be in a relationship or who don't see themselves, who think they are self-sufficient. She was asked this question about what would she, or what she would bring to the table as somebody in a serious relationship. And her question is what just played. She brings nothing but her private part. Her desire is to come and give this man, whoever the man eventually is, unending sexual gratification, satisfaction, pleasure, whatever it is. And although I made example of my grandmother and how men used to traditionally bring women into the home, I will not pretend that I don't know that even back then, there were no men who brought women into their families whose outlook was exactly what this young person or what this woman, what this lady described. All they brought was their private part. I know a family, this man worked so hard to provide for his family. The woman had nothing to offer. The man goes out, does all the working, the slaving, then gives her money to take care of the home front. The first thing she does is go beautify herself. Go beautify herself, doesn't care if the kids, they have children, doesn't care if there is food, there's dinner for them to eat, doesn't care if their clothes are washed and they are looking nice and ready for school the next day. The first thing she does is go take care of herself. So back then, even though things were much more normal, because I think the society we live in today, people are going crazy, the world is going crazy. But back then, there were women who had nothing to offer, who all they brought was their private part. And so it will make you understand that there are men who probably, I don't know if it's for lack of self-worth or self-esteem or not having, or ignorance. I'm not sure if there is any, I'm not sure, I don't know, I'm not sure how to justify that kind of encouraging such behavior, but there were men who saw that as okay, she's my wife, she has children for me, so when I provide money for running of the home, the first thing she does is go take care of her hair. So I'm not going to say to this person or anybody who thinks like that they are not going to find a relationship if all what they offer is their private part. I'm sure that there are men for them. There are men for them who see this kind of women, and I think they are just content and comfortable with women like that. But any man who has a standard, who has self-worth, who has self-esteem, whether it was 20 years ago, 100 years ago, 500 years ago, or now, I don't think we'll find any kind of attraction in a woman like this, who believes that all she has to offer is her private part. And so what do you think? What do you think this kind of person offers to the product of the union if eventually they get married, they have children? What does she have to offer? What is she passing on to her children? She has nothing. She brought nothing to the table, and so nothing to offer. Like I said, men who have self-worth. I think it's easy on both sides for people to get unending sexual satisfaction if they want. I think a man can wake up without being in a relationship with a particular woman, decide, I want to, there are prostitutes everywhere, like there are hookup people, wherever they call them. So I don't think it's a big deal for a man who knows what he wants, who has a standard for what he wants or what he sees as in a long-term relationship, to be satisfied, to settle for a woman who says boldly and confidently that all she brings to the table is a private part. And so is it for women. Women can decide to get sexual satisfaction from anywhere. So I don't think, if they give man satisfaction, I don't think it's a favor to the man. yeah, so anyways, so I saw the video and I really was startled, like I said, because this person is supposedly a celebrity who a lot of young women look up to. There are also women who feel that, okay, I'm his girlfriend, or I'm his partner, or I'm his wife, and I have children for him, and so that's enough. That's all I bring to the table, because I have done him such a big favor. Again, just like getting sexual satisfaction, people can decide easily to independently bring children into the world by themselves. So that is not a favor to any man to say that that's enough. I have given you children. I have done you such a huge favor, and so I have nothing else to offer you. Again, any man who has, for lack of a better word, who has a standard, who has a self-worth, and who has a self-esteem, and who knows his worth, is not going to settle for that kind of woman. I think men want to, I think a man should be able to look at a woman and find something in her that inspires him to either do better, or something in her that makes him know that my life has a better quality because this person is in it. This person is able to bring this, that. If I have a business, for example, this woman, my wife, my partner, my girlfriend, with her proactiveness, with her smartness, with her intelligence, with her ideas, this is something that we can take to the next level. If I have children with her, because she's very smart, because she's industrious, I can know that whether I'm there or not, my children will be okay. If I'm doing a business or we are making any kind of investment, I know that, yeah, she's going to be there and be supportive. I think modern day men, even like I said back then, for God's sake, my grandfather, I really did not know my grandparent from my father's side. My grandfather did not settle for a woman who at the time thought, I just will have children, I sit at home, and that's fine. He did not settle for that. So it's not about men of these days. I think even 10, 20, 40, 50 years ago, there were men who decided, no, I don't want to settle for, what is it? I don't want to settle for, I don't want to settle for a woman who brings nothing. In Nigeria, we have this woman, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She's somebody's wife. She was once the MD of the Federal Bank of Nigeria. She was once Nigeria's coordinating Minister of Economy. She's at the moment, she was World Bank MD of the World Bank. She's at the moment holding another portfolio, which I really don't remember, but that's somebody's wife. She's not from this generation. There are people, there is Mercy Johnson, who is a celebrity. We all know how enormously talented she is. She doesn't bring only her private part to the table. There are women in Nigeria, I don't even want to go outside Nigeria, the Michelle Obamas, the Hillary Clintons. There are women just in Nigeria who have brought so much to the table that their husbands or their partners or their spouses will know that, yeah, because I have this woman in my life has improved, or I'm doing better, or when we have children, she's going to be able to be a good mom to them. She's not offering like emptiness. She's going to be able to nurture, guide, discipline, and give them good values. So like I said, it's not just about now. I think back then there were men who had standards. So any man in 2023 who has a standard of what he wants in a good woman will not settle for this kind of woman. And it's very interesting is this kind of women who make this kind of statement that are feminists. They are very equal to the man. They don't want a man to control them. Don't tell me what to do. You are a man. I'm also like a female version of man. I can do whatever you can do. But asked this simple question, all she brings is that word that I don't want to mention. It's a private part. That's all she has to offer, nothing else. And my question is, what man wants to settle with this? You don't bring any kind of, you're not smart, you're empty up there. all you have is what you have below you, so you're taking this and taking it to all the tables. How many tables would you take this to before? I'm not sure. Like I said, there are men who are perfectly okay with this kind of woman. I would not be surprised if this woman ends up being wife to one of the most eligible bachelors in Nigeria. I will not be surprised, because there are men who, for them, this is okay. Somebody will end up having this one as a wife, who like, oh, I bagged this woman, like, oh my God, of every woman in Nigeria, this is what I ended up with. I think that, except even for people who are, what's the word, who are I'm trying to look for a word, except a woman or a man is physically challenged, except you have disabilities, physical disabilities and mental disabilities, I really struggle to understand why in 2023 a woman boldly and shamelessly in a public space, knowing that there are people who look up to her, says that this is okay. It's okay to be truthful and say, this is what I bring. This is all I can bring. I have nothing else. She describes that thing as very succulent and juicy. Like, you think it's easy to have this kind of succulent and juicy private parts. If you think it's easy, then go run it. Like, you know, all this kind of woke talk in the name of I am civilized. Like, I can say whatever I like. There is no consequence. But again, maybe this is what she really brings. Maybe this is all she has. Back then, now, and in the future, there are always women who this is what they will bring. So I'm not surprised. I am not surprised at all, but I would not expect that it's something that anybody will brag about. I guess that's where my shock came from. On the basis of all of this, I think my message to any young woman who saw that video and who sees this, who thinks that it's okay to, this is all they can offer, I think you should honestly, genuinely do a change of mindset. You are worth more than this. You can bring more to the table and you will be respected. There is Regina Daniels, who is a very young girl. Of course, she married a billionaire. She's the wife of a senator. She married a billionaire. She jets around in luxurious private jets, in expensive and expensive cars. But Regina Daniels was doing something. She's been an actress. She, as a young girl, she was working so hard, sending herself to school from her work and from the support of her mother before she married this billionaire. So there is that kind of example. This is not to encourage any young girl to go into early marriage. I don't think Regina Daniel went into an early marriage. I think she was 21 when she got married. I think that's better than giving out 12, 13 years old girls. I think that's better than having babies out of wedlock, at marrying at 21 and sticking to the man and raising a family. I just use as an example of somebody, of a young woman who understood that even at her age, she had to bring something to the table. She had to. She was seeing herself through one of the best private universities in Nigeria and working at the same time. She was in different movie locations in Nigeria, working at that age. I think she started gracing our screens from when she was probably, I'm not sure, maybe as a teenager, but she was working. Yeah, so I think for any young woman, like I said, who listen to that and who can hear this, step up your game, understand that you have worth, you have value, and it is the value that you give to yourself that the man who you end up being with would accord you. Except if you're physically and mentally challenged, get a good education, go to school. If you cannot go to school, learn a trade. It could be hair making, it could be sewing clothes, it could be makeup, it could be anything. Learn a trade that supports you and makes you at least a little bit financially independent. It's okay for a man to see a girl who is struggling and say, oh, I actually have enough and I see that she's doing her best and I can really take care of her and bring her out of the struggles and invest in her and make her comfortable. It's perfectly okay. But you have to be doing something. You're not sitting and roaming around and wandering all over the place, looking flick, looking so beautiful, but have nothing upstairs, have nothing to offer, have nothing to bring. No man who knows what they are worth would bring that kind of woman and make them their wife, because you're going to pass on that kind of mentality to your child. And God forbid that we breed this kind of mentality for the future in numbers. Like, I think it will be a disaster. We are already heading towards a disaster, the way the world is the way it is functioning right now. There is so much craziness going on in this world. And this is just an example of it. But like I said, back then, there were women who brought nothing. But the audacity to come and say now that this is all I bring is what, like, I find really, it just surprised me. I'm not sure how to express it. Yeah, so step up your game if you're a young person. Be useful to yourself, be resourceful, have something doing that supports you, and understand that you can be somebody who, you can be a young woman, young or old or middle age, who brings something to the table. For God's sake, somebody's Beyonce. I was just mentioning Okonjo Iweala. I was mentioning Beyonce. Mercy Johnson. You can be that and more. It may not happen in one day, but at least have that mindset, have that mentality. It is better than saying this. Don't make your body, don't use it for for what they call trade by barter. You give your body in exchange for something. I bring my succulent private part to the table. So yeah, I need to go make my hair. I need to go get my nails done. I need to go shopping because I've already given you a succulent that. Is it easy? If it's easy, go run it. So how many tables are you going to be able to take this to? How many tables? Again, I'm not surprised. There is a man who will say, oh, this table, this is my table. So just land it here, give it to me every day, give it to me every night. Personally, if I was a man, except if you are the most beautiful woman who has graced this world and who will grace this world in my lifetime, and you are young and you are a virgin and you will keep that virginity for me, and it's just me until the rest of human time. As if I was a man, I don't think I will bring into my home a grown woman liability who does not have any mental, physical challenges, and say that she brings me her succulent and juicy private part. If I was a man, but it's funny sometimes, the kind of things that men settle for. It's very funny, the kind of things that men settle for. Yeah, I have seen a few men who you will look at them and look at the kind of woman that they are with, and you wonder that this is okay. But again, it tells you that everybody have a standard. Everybody have some people are just they're just okay. They're comfortable with, this is what I can get, and so I just will settle. There are men who are very okay with settling. There are also women who are okay with settling. But I don't think this question, if asked a man, I don't think whether then, now, that if you ask a man that what do you bring to the table, even if the man is physically and mentally challenged, I don't think a man will answer that they bring nothing but their private parts, that they satisfy this woman. I think it's so dumb for anybody to say this. I think it's dumb. I think there are people who are even physically challenged who use their brain to bring something to the table for out of business etiquette, professional etiquette. I'm not sure the right word to use. I will not describe where this happened. But here in the United States, I met a woman who is a physically challenged woman. She lived in one of the most beautiful apartments that I have been to. She is a digital, she does something digitally, but she uses her brain. And she is so financially okay that I don't think her husband or her man or her partner in that relationship will sit down or look back and regret that, oh, I married this woman. Because although she is physically challenged, you say that she's using her brain. She's using her brain, and both of them are very comfortable. They live in one of the best parts of New York City. Yeah, so there are people who can be challenged physically, but you know, and they are doing okay. I don't think they feel that, oh, I have an excuse, I am physically challenged, I bring nothing to the table, so just take this succulent and juicy private part of mine and leave me alone. Again, I know that for a lot of people, which is okay, marriage, being in a relationship is not the ultimate. It's not an award. People can decide, I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm comfortable. I'm happy being by myself. I just want a friend. Once in a while, if I need somebody to be intimate with, okay, just, you know, I really don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be married. But this question was asked specifically to this person, that if you're in a relationship, what do you bring? Her answer was not, oh, I don't want to be in a relationship, so that question is not for me. She obviously answered as somebody who, yeah, I see being in a relationship as a beautiful thing. I want to be in a relationship, or I am in a relationship. Unfortunately, the only thing I bring is my succulent and juicy private part. How dumb. How dumb. And for somebody to say that on a public platform and think that she made so much sense. I did a video a few weeks ago about how a woman talked and objectified herself and other women. I think if it was a man that said this about a woman, that, oh, all women bring, or all my woman brings is, I think there will be like a huge, there will be a backlash. I'm not sure some of these words, I can't remember I can't remember the words that describe the situation, but you will see a lot of people like, no, how can you talk about a woman like that? How can you talk about a woman like that? So, but when a woman talks about herself like that, if a man, for example, tells you all she brings to the table is a private part because nothing else, she only has children for me, that's it, so it's only her private part, people will come and start condemning this man. But this man is telling you that this is all I bring. Deal with it. So, of course, there is double standard in this world. Women say certain things and they get away with it. I'm sure that if a man has said this, that, yeah, I bring only my private part because I'm looking to date one girl who is successful, who works hard, who is made, whose father is rich, or who's comes from a rich family, so I really don't need to do anything. I'm just like hunting for rich people so that I can just offer my private part. I think people generally will be so disgusted. But there are people who obviously cheer this woman on, who laughed it off. Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. And a few days later, I think I saw this video. I don't know who this person is actually addressing. But I saw this video and she's talking about, yeah, so what is the big deal? Please watch this video.
Like, how will you come and meet me? You like me? You want me to be your girlfriend? You want me to be your girl? You approached me. I was on my own. And now you're saying, what do you... I bring nothing to the table. Just pay for my nails, my hair, my lashes. Let me sit and look pretty for you. Don't worry. When you see me looking all fine, you'll be motivated to work more. Olga, I bring nothing come table. If my beauty no reach you, I better let me rest. Do you even know the stress we go through to look this beautiful? The skin care, oh my God. The body treatment.
Yeah, so you can see this one is saying, from this, you see my skin. It takes so much time to maintain it. You know the time I spend in the spa, the time I spend doing all this skincare routine that keeps me this beautiful. So why can't I just bring this to the table and you're okay with it? I'm not surprised. There are men who would end up with this woman and they think they've bagged. And they will be happy, they will be content. Some of them will be very happy and say, yeah, this is, and they will be like, yeah, they know they know that this is probably not right. Maybe this is not even what I deserve, but I put myself in this situation. So yeah, this is okay. People have gone through life like that. So my advice is for every young woman who saw the video that I played at the beginning, So please have some self-respect for yourself, have some self-esteem, develop yourself, go to school, get something doing, invest in yourself, be independent. You don't have to be a millionaire, you don't have to be a billionaire, but please, my dear, bring something to the table. There is respect in that, there is dignity in that, there is a sense of joy that I add. I'm not just here to take. I'm not here to spread my legs. And after spreading my legs, I can get money for my pedicure, my manicure. Then if there is problem here, then I take my legs and spread it somewhere else, and I can get money for my skincare. Then I can go spread myself, and I can go shopping. So this is just how it's not okay. It's really not okay. I understand that for some people it is. I understand that the world is going crazy, but in all honesty, it did not just start now, only that things are just really escalating by the day, and sometimes you just wonder where the world is headed. Like I said, I know somebody who, like, very close one-on-one relationship where this woman is so selfish. She takes care of herself first before thinking about what the children will eat, because she's brought what she can bring to the table. What she can bring to the table has given the man children, and she thinks, I have done him a favor, so I need to take care of myself. And the man accepts it. Oh, okay. She has done me a favor. She did me something so great. By the way, I believe that children are blessings. They benefit both people. There are women who feel that because they have brought something to the table that has given a man something, they start becoming nasty to the man because they are doing trade by barter. The trade by barter has led to something. The day the man mistakenly does not give them what they expect to support them, to keep them their lifestyle going of the trade by barter, then the man suddenly becomes a bad man. You see world of these things that are happening on social media, of women coming to rubbish the man. Oh, you bring nothing, you are 2 seconds, is that because you didn't give me money? Because they feel this is all I bring, and I have done the trade by barter, then pay me back. It's just not okay. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to repeat myself, but this is ridiculous. This is immoral. It's immoral to think like this. I condemn this. I don't condemn this person, but I condemn this kind of talking, especially because there are genuinely young people who look up to this person who I hear is a celebrity. And they think, okay, if she says that means this is a way to go. If she thinks like this, that means it's a mindset that I can adopt. This is wrong on all levels. That people have done it or that people do it does not justify it. Please have some self-respect. Invest in yourself. If you can't get an education, try to acquire a skill that supports you, that brings something to your table, that can bring something to a table where you one day will sit, and like I said, there is some kind of dignity, there is respect. You feel confident that I'm not like just a taker. Okay, that's where I would end it tonight. Until I see you again, it is goodbye for now. I am tired. I'm in my pajamas. Been a long day for me, but I wanted to do this before. I wanted to do this, so I wanted to put this out there. Anyway, goodbye for now.